Hey guys, Super Nintendo here, and this is my Nintendo Wii U gamepad. It's the Zelda edition that I picked up at full retail price in September of 2013. I've had it for 2.5 years, and then the Nintendo Switch came out, which I bought day one, and I haven't looked back since. So it's no doubt that the Wii U wasn't as successful as Nintendo had hoped. And with the Nintendo Switch coming along and it was kind of rushed, it made sense to port some of the titles from the Wii U to the Switch to pad the library so that people can say, what kind of games do you have for the Nintendo Switch? And Nintendo can say, here's some games. And for the most part, that made a lot of sense. Breath of the Wild, killer title to have on a Nintendo Switch. I bought it on the Nintendo Switch first because it came with the Master Edition. You know, that cool Master Sword statue. Had to have it. I eventually got the Wii U version of Legend of Zelda because it has a misprint on the back, and as a collector I need to have some weird obscurity, and this justified having it on both systems. Also, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe would come out for the Nintendo Switch, and I picked that up as well despite already having it for the Wii U because I like Mario Kart. I like playing stuff on the go. It seemed like a no-brainer. Plus, I needed something to break up the monotony of just Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild in the first reign of the Nintendo Switch. So now more games are being ported over from the Wii U to the Nintendo Switch. And I personally have most of those games that are announced on the Wii U, and I'm not really interested in buying those again, especially since the price is probably going to be close to full retail. $59.99 for Bayonetta 1 and 2, $59.99 for Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze for the Wii U is only $20 because it's a Nintendo Select. So there's really no incentive for me personally to buy something like that on a Nintendo Switch again for more money. It doesn't really make any sense for me. So now I gotta point out that I am not a Nintendo fanboy, despite my name being Super Nintendo. I am a Nintendo fan, absolutely. I have almost every single United States released Nintendo console, save for a couple of handhelds. I think I'm missing the DS Lite, DSi, DSi XL, and an original 3DS. I'll eventually get to those, but for the most part, I have every single Nintendo console ever released in the United States, including a Virtual Boy. So with that out of the way, I'd like to address the Wii U owners who feel that Nintendo releasing Wii U ports onto the Nintendo Switch feels like a slap in the face because they've already played those games before. Nintendo doesn't owe you anything. Nothing at all. Basically, when you buy a video game, you pay that money, and Nintendo exchanges a game, or Sony exchanges a game, or Xbox exchanges a game, and that's the end of the agreement. You get one game, they get your money, and that's it. I understand that it's very frustrating for Nintendo to release ports of games that you've already played, but it's not like Nintendo has terminated the Wii U so that it's unplayable and you're forced to buy these brand new games. I'm not going to justify the reason for Nintendo selling these ports, but if I had to wager a guess, I would guess that the intersection between Wii U owners and Nintendo Switch owners is very thin. The Nintendo Switch is on track to sell more consoles in its first year than Nintendo Wii U sold in its entire lifespan. That's a lot of Nintendo Switch consoles, and I think that the people who are upset that the Nintendo Switch is essentially a reset of the Wii U, they already own a Wii U, and they're probably not going to buy a Nintendo Switch within its first year. So they already have those games that Nintendo is porting over to the Switch, and they're not going to buy them anytime soon. These are for people who have never heard of a Wii U before. It's not like you can buy them at Target anymore. And now they're looking at games to play, and they're going to pick up Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze for the first time probably and say, hey, this looks like a really cool game. It's Donkey Kong. I'm going to buy it. And they're going to pay $60. Are they overpaying for a game that's about 2 years old? Yeah, probably. But that's their choice. So by all means, promote the Wii U. there are a lot of people who view the Nintendo Switch, and this is the first Nintendo console that they've seen since the Wii mostly, and they're probably on the fence about it. They're like, this is a really cool system, but it's kind of expensive. And they ask you, the video game person, and you go, well, there was a Wii U. It's significantly cheaper than the Switch. And also, there are a lot of games that are coming to the Switch that are already on the Wii U. So maybe you should buy that. It's definitely a good budget console. It's definitely a console that you should buy if you are really into video game collecting. Right now is a perfect time to buy a Wii U. It's very inexpensive. The games are cheap. They're not very sought after. The value of the Nintendo Wii U is only going to go up as time goes on. But you can't just gatekeep Nintendo Wii U titles because they're going to the Switch. I understand that you've played them a year or two before they came to the Switch or before the Switch even existed. But you guys gotta let it go. Be good Nintendo ambassadors. Praise the Wii U. Let Nintendo do what Nintendo does. And just let it go. Now, if you excuse me, I have to convince my wife that $80 is a really good price for some Nintendo cardboard.